Hello and welcome to the MegaMonsterCast, where today we are talking about episode 3 of Tengoku Daimakyo, also known as Heavenly Delusion. I am Nick, with me is Josh.
Hello.
Uh, so Josh and I talked a little bit about this off camera the other night, last night
hmm
specifically, about how in our last recording I made a bunch of predictions.
And
And
how dangerously close you were on so many.
oh yeah, no, like I was in the ballpark on a lot of what I thought was going to happen. I didn't 100% assume that it was all just going to be paid off this episode, but like I'm, I mean, hey, I'm here for it.
Still wrong on so many others, though.
I mean, like, hey,
But barely wrong. Just barely wrong
again, I
is
was,
the thing.
yeah, I was in like correct ballpark. It just might not have been like the rightest of rights.
Yeah, you've hit a triple. You haven't hit that full home run yet.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so our episode begins with a flashback to 5 years ago, where this entire episode is basically the setup for how Kiruko
hmm
became Kiruko. That originally it was Kiriko and Haruki, and
Yes.
now it's a
Now,
clumsy
how do you feel that
portmanteau.
he combined both their names technically to
I think
make
it's
their new name?
I think it's a clumsy portmanteau, and it made sense because like that was a name I had never really like. I'm not gonna say I know every Japanese name, but that was a name I've never heard before.
hmm
And like when we did the flashback and it's Kiriko, okay, now that's a Japanese name I've heard. Haruki, oh that's a Japanese name I've heard. Oh, it's just a mix of the two. That makes sense.
Yup.
So yeah, this is our backstory episode for him, where we get like a lot of what was going on for him before now. Specifically, we get that he was living with his sister at like an orphanage being run by uh, Robin and the Doctor, if I'm remembering correctly.
Correct.
Mhm. And that Robin's this kind of like young thug type of dude. In like an older brother thug, I'm gonna beat the shit out of the people who are messing with my kiddo brother situation. And the doctor seems to be like the the intelligent guy who funds it more or less.
Yes.
But
As
anyway,
we find out later, possibly doing some shady stuff.
oh, 100% doing some shady stuff. Like,
I mean, obviously,
yeah, no, like
we get some
by the end of
shady stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say by the end of this episode, we get plenty of shady stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
So this episode kind of plays around with like we start with Haruki and Kiriko. Kiriko is this race kart, well, this like go-kart driver.
yeah. Uh, I think I think they're referring to electro carts.
Yeah. And Haruki is her little brother who has grander hopes for his future. Like we find out early on that at the first indication that there's a man eater nearby, he goes out on the hunt even though he's not supposed to. Like he's out there to have more of an experience in life.
Yeah, he wants to be big and strong like
Yep.
he's
Yep.
not.
which is going to add to the complications. But anyway, so we find out that there are some scalpers selling fake tickets to Kiriko's races, and Haruki wants to take them on the scalpers. Quickly, it
It's the
goes
shit to
south
get
for him.
out of him.
Oh yeah, it goes south for him right away, and Robin shows up to clean up the mess for him.
Well, yeah, because they were about to slit his throat.
Oh yeah, and then cut to Haruki now getting Robin's jacket because oh that's something I want. Like, all right, cool, here you go, you can have it.
I don't need this
Yeah, that's fine.
right
Here you go.
now.
Yeah, now it's yours. And then he
You
goes and
need character design later on. Here's the jacket.
yeah. Then he goes and eats some monkey meat.
I'm not gonna lie, it looked really good.
I mean, it's meat and it's what they have.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, we get they're just cooking basically anything they can get their hands on, which makes sense. And we find out that when Kiriko comes up, oh, the race didn't it wasn't her best race, but whatever. Um, and in the background, we get a sign, which obviously has to be important because they translate it and like about that spectators are going missing at the races, which is our first indication that maybe something shady is going on behind the scenes here.
Yeah. And then they kids rumor it that the doctor might be involved.
hmm Which I mean, like, considering he basically turns Haruki and Kiriko into a medical experiment, like the chances of that being accurate are pretty fucking good.
But it was to save their life.
I mean, do we ever get a reveal on what happens to Kiriko? Like why Kiriko was in that condition?
There are hints
Are
in
there?
this episode,
Okay,
actually.
well we'll talk about that when we get closer to it. But yeah. So Haruki goes out on the hunt for the man eater, and apparently he's the one that kills it using this crossbow, which, as we know, probably not possible.
Yeah, probably not.
And we find out later on it wasn't. It's a man eater that can turn invisible. So it just fucked right off.
He's like, ah, no, I'm gone.
Yep. Yeah. So Haruki goes to watch his sister race from this tower using binoculars and spots the man eater uh, turning visible again a little bit. Like you can see the shimmer of where it is. It's like, oh shit, it's still out there. I didn't kill it. I got to go save it. I got to go like stop it and save her. So he goes in to try to fight this thing as Kiriko's racing. He goes in on his own and he fires on it, and of course it does like jack shit. The thing, like the bolt he fires immediately just like crumples on its shell, and it proceeds to begin to well. So he goes in to try to stab this thing. He
This is
stabs it in
stupid.
the face, and then it eats him. Because yeah,
Holy, it's like dissolving or assimilating him.
yeah, it's consuming him by like like doing what a fucking slug would do, where it's just like going over it and like breaking it down as it like brings it into itself,
I was gonna say it.
or
It's
like a
like those sea cucumbers that like
mm,
shoot out its intestines
yep.
and brings it all in.
Yeah. So while
By the way, still, I need you to remember everything about these man eaters because I want to bring something up towards the end
okay, I mean, like
of the
I
series.
I'll remember this one for sure. I'll remember the crow one, and I'll remember the fish one just because we had so much. Spoiler: we get the fish one. We have so much build up to that, and I think we're gonna get something to do with that baby, and I think we're gonna get some other horrifying monstrosity next episode, just because uh, what's her name, Cuckoo,
Yep.
talks about how she's seen a real baby before and it doesn't have a face, and that leads me to believe that she's encountered a monstrosity. But anyway, so Kiriko tells the other racers to drive off when she gets there because she sees the man eater. She's like, "Oh shit, there's a man eater here. You guys go back." Gets out of her cart to like tell them. Gets as she's running back over to her cart, she sees that it's eating Haruki.
He hears it squelching on him.
Yep. So she rides in on her cart, slams into it, and pulls Haruki out of its body, only to see that it's broken down his body to the point where it's his upper torso and head, and that's all that's left of it.
Got little nubs now too.
And he wakes up and sees her crying, and then cut to a memory, maybe, of her carrying him through a snowy field, and like all these things that they did together when they were younger. And then we get this line, this red line traced across a white screen, and blood begins to drip down off of it, which I assume is when he's having his head cut open.
Correct.
Yep. Then we get like flashes of all the people that he remembers, and cut to drops of blood falling on the floor that is covered in hair. Again, another indication that this is the moment where he's having the surgery done. These are all the thoughts going through his head when the surgery is being done and he's under. And we get finally like the reveal of the surgery going on. And all these flashes of Kiriko, and then like a shot of a head that is cut open. And we get the sound of a gunshot. So my best assumption is that Kiriko is shot at some point, but I don't know why yet. And like a part of me almost wonders if it's like a suicide situation.
Oh, 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 oh.
I mean, that's not a bad guess.
It's not a bad guess. A matter of fact, it's dangerously close to something.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, so then we get like a flash of this blood red world, Haruki talking out to Kiriko, and then she starts walking away. He looks back and sees the weird digestive shit from the man eater on his legs. Turns around and sees just that man eater, but giant, and his sister's walking towards it. And then he wakes up in his new body, and all the people at the hospital are freaking out, like, "Hey, she's conscious, she's awake." Uh, Kiriko, now Kiruko, gets up, starts to notice all these changes. Like the voice doesn't sound right. Looks in a mirror, sees that the face is wrong, and he's looking at his sister's face.
Mm-hmm.
Starts freaking out. We get glimpses of like the body is not like the body is a woman's officially, like clearly this is all the setup of, yeah, this is why you look the way you do in the future. And they start talking about like, yeah, she's been under so much stress that she thinks that she is her brother, and that her
Trauma
brother had died.
responses, people.
Yep. And the doctor managed to save her. And yeah, yeah.
Oh, that look! Don't you bark.
So we get a couple other like interesting little tidbits here and there.
Hmm.
Like, I think I'm just gonna say this one because I feel like this. Do we get like a scene of him masturbating?
Oh, of him just like
Yeah. Like, I got the feeling that was like a masturbation scene. I'm gonna be honest.
no, that one was just of him crying.
Okay,
I
I'm
told
gonna
you,
be
no
honest.
barking.
The way that he was moving and the fact that he's like in the occasional faint solace of having inherited the body of someone I love, I assumed that was implying masturbation.
Finally, finally, you said a key word there. Love.
Uh,
What this show doesn't do compared to being in the manga,
mm,
as he is in fact in love with
mm.
his sister.
Again, I got that vibe off of a few things that they said in the episode.
That's why
I'm
I
just
wanted
saying.
you to remember the first episode
Yeah, yeah. I got
when
I
he
got that.
went kissing.
Yeah, no, again, I got that vibe off of that and like the fact that he was clearly sexually attracted to himself in the mirror in episode 1.
Mm.
Like again, that's why I assumed this was like a masturbation scene. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no, this one I fully believe it's just him hoping at this point.
Hmm.
I don't.
Yeah. So then, eventually, he's released from the hospital. He goes out. Do we get an explanation why his hair color is different than
Trauma,
either of theirs?
trauma.
All right, sure, why not?
That's the only thing I could think of. I can't remember.
I mean, even if it was like a simple, like, oh, she used to dye her hair black, that would have been fine. I was just curious. Anyway, he goes out and he finds out that like all the people he was associated with in the past are gone in the wind. Robin's disappeared. The doctor's disappeared. They think Robin's been murdered. The but they don't know that for sure because no one found the body. The doctor's just gone in the wind, and that everyone's kind of assuming like he was committing like medical experiments on people, which yeah, considering Kiriko exists, yeah. Um, the orphanage has been shut down because
Maybe.
Kiriko was the one making most of the money for it,
Yeah, that's
hypothetically.
pretty much making all the money for
Yeah.
it. But I just want to point out maybe the doctor was doing experiments for the better of mankind.
I mean, he probably thinks so.
Probably does think so.
Hmm.
Oh,
So, he goes out on a quest to find the two of them, to find Robin and the doctor and get answers. And then we finally cut back to now, where where Kiriko is explaining all this, and the first thing is, "Hey, should I stop calling you Big Sis? No, that's cool, whatever. All right,
I kind of like it.
do you want to fuck Robin? Oh God, come on.
See your boyfriend.
Do you want to fuck him? Why do you want to fuck him? I don't want to fuck him. But why do you want to? I just respect him because I'm a man and I looked up to him. I still think you want to fuck him.
Oh god, this
Yeah, then
fan,
we
I
get
swear.
the fish of many hands.
The fish of many hands, and it's gooing all over the windows.
I appreciate that that design gets brought back in really quickly.
Yeah, it's honestly when we get the full photo, like picture of them, it's so dope.
And then we as a post credit scene, we see back at the academy, uh Cuckoo is watching as the one boy, what's his name? Um Kona, right?
I gotta go back. The one that's drawing?
Yeah.
Yes, it should
He,
be Kona. Yeah,
yeah. He's drawing a baby that appears to be in some sort of metallic womb
yeah,
with an umbilical cord that is a double helix. And Cuckoo asks if she can have it. He's like, "No, I'm gonna give this one to Tokyo. You'll get the next one." She's like, "I like your weird drawings, you freaky man, you." And Tokyo runs and is like, "Hey, you gotta like chill out and like say nice shit without saying weird shit to him." And she's like, "No, but like, see, like, it doesn't even look like a real baby. I've seen a real baby. Real babies don't have faces. You want to see one? You can see that it doesn't have a face." And that's the end.
and we cut to black.
Yep. Um, yeah, so for the last couple episodes, I had like a lot of thoughts going into it. At this point, my general thoughts are next episode, we've got to have, like, since we had almost no focus on the Academy this episode, it was just the post credits.
Mhm.
I think we're going to get a good amount of stuff from there in the next episode.
Yes, yes, we are.
And I think we're going to, like, just how we got, like, a lot of payoff to Kiriko, I think we're going to get, like, some strong hints, if not, like, direct, like, if not direct, like, lore drops on how these like what this place is and how these kids work. I'm not saying we're gonna get 100% that, but I think we're gonna get like a lot of implications on some things. At least that's my thought process. Like they're
And that
teeing
thought
up.
process is dead on.
Okay. Yeah, I was
Like I
gonna say if,
said, they tee up on this episode.
yeah, I was gonna say it feels a lot like teeing up the like what's gonna go on with the academy and how that works. That now we've gotten the lore drop of Kiriko, who is one of our main traveling pair. We're gonna get the academy and maybe like even some lore on why Maru looks and is the way he is too. I'm not saying that for sure, but considering he and Tokyo look so identical, I feel like that's maybe that's not coming up this episode, but soon too.
Definitely not this night's episode, so I won't give your hopes up on that one.
Okay, that's fair. But again, I think that's coming up soon. I think we're gonna get a lot on the academy and potentially a little more understanding on what's going on with like these kids and their weird freaky powers.
That, yes.
Okay. Yeah. We didn't get a whole like I liked the design of the man eater that we got for um the one that attacked Haruki. I think it was a cool looking one. Um it's probably my favorite right now. I need to see the fish with arms in full glory though,
Yeah.
but I liked this one a lot. I'm curious to see where the designs are going to go because I get the feeling we're going to get like based off of the fact that Kona drew the fish with arms. I think a lot of his drawings are going to be man-eater related, and I'm wondering if that baby is going to play into it.
That one, I don't want to spoil.
All right, don't worry
So
about it. Yep. Anyway, yeah, those are just some of my general thoughts going into the next one. Like now that I've kind of had a lot of confirmation on the things I was really latched onto, it's just kind of figuring shit out. Like again, I feel like the doctor's got to have some sort got to have some sort of connection to the academy too, but I don't know that for sure yet. But considering he was committing
that
medical experiments, I don't think it's
that will be
unreasonable.
something we talk about on our final episode.
All right, cool. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. With that, we will call this one. Tune in next time for episode 4. Bye bye.
Bye now.